Oh Lord, that's dope. My name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at xikers' track Bittersweet. It's a performance version. Now I love me some good choreography, loved what BB Trippin did for Witch, so I'm intrigued on what kind of vibe we're going to be exploring here. This comeback is really dope for a couple of reasons. Just the fact that we had not one, not two, but three different tracks. I believe one of them is Japanese, but these other two are just, I feel like we're just diving into different concepts at an expedited rate, which I always think is super cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Wow. Well, okay then. Oh, okay then. Come on. Yeah. Come on with this outro. Yeah. Oh Lord, that's dope. Oof. Oof. Is this the official Tricky House? Bittersweet. Oh Lord have mercy. That was really cool. Do I expect there to be a dance practice? Possibly. I can see one pulled, but I really like the visuals on this. This feels like a music video, not a performance video. This is freaking sick, and I don't even think this is, I think which is the main track, title track, which is dope. Like, honestly, this is the concept for Xikers. I think they hold this down so well. The concept of Tricky House, a little bit on the flip side of things, just a little bit off. I love that. And they do it very, very well. They have really good charisma and really good ways of showcasing it in their performance quality, which is why I'm thinking that's why they sell it so well. Since their debut, it's been that way, which is super cool. I love this direction. Music video, I mean, like I said, it feels like a music video. The cinematic side on this is crazy, crazy. So the simple, they're looking, we're forming, who knows what, is it, and then it melts into hot lava. You know, so this is cool. This low-key is giving that Power Rangers, Lost in Space vibes to me. That was cool. Anyway, so they lift him up, the complete indifference on his face. That's funny. Go into like a front flip, which is nice. He drops down. It feels like we have some Venom, like, kind of vibes based on how he landed, reminded me of Spider-Man, but also like some of the darkness and how it's, you know, like the melty black kind of muck that we see in this gives that Venom vibe, which is how it like crawled on Spider-Man 3, the Tobey Maguire version. But yeah, like that's just right there near the heart. Like that's cool. So it goes up, boom, boom, really nice pulse, dropping it down. Honestly, I think they're just taking it a little bit more interruptions to the inside. They reset, hands down, boom. I love how we commit, even through like we're rolling our eyes. Like that's really cool. They present out. It's dizzying, such a dramatic feeling. And I love that. So it goes here, and then they go and they reframe him, which is really cool. Such a dramatic feeling. He twinkles it in and have just this really cool. That reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 2, if you've seen that. The video game, so the outtakes of it. There's these little chains that happen from the nobodies that you end up battling, and that's what that reminds me of. It's so cool. This is such a hybrid on so many different things, and I think that's why I'm digging it, is that it's so nostalgic but so cool. Like the rock sound, but it definitely gives like I can't even place. I was thinking this whole time, what does this remind me of? At least in the type of rock track. I can't tell you. And I think that's absolutely fine. We'll live in it. It's nostalgic. It has some familiarity behind it from some of the visuals, and some of the track usage is really nice. It's beautiful. The hypnotizing glow. I like that rotation around, good speed change. How they chose to do speed changes in the cinematic side, where they slow it down and they speed it up. It's actually very fitting. It feels well. And also, it's not done so much to where if they pulled a dance practice, the dance practice would still be captivating and hit similarly to how it's hitting here, which is what you want. Looks cool. So he goes, he swims it through, he pulls. It's beautiful, the hypnotizing glow, like I said. Now let's fall even deeper. This little, little cloud of volcano ash, whatever. Little body roll, I love that. The secret moon's night. Throws it up at the sky, and it says the fantasy secret night, and this little, it does feel like, navigation, latitude, longitude type of vibes. Mystery site. Yeah, for a performance video, they sure have a lot of these little, close-up shots to them. I really think they could have pulled MV on this. It's super dope, honestly. So for the penalty, we don't need battery, he's running. And they hit, boom, da-da-da-doom. I would want to see the dance practice, honestly, because some of the choreo is obviously missed because we have some really dope visuals that we are being saturated in, which I don't mind. I don't mind doing a separate video on this, and it allows me to be able to relook at the choreo and catch whatever I missed the first time, which is cool. So I like the resets there, and we present our arm nice and strong to the front and over to the side. Now we have a lot of these punches. I'm assuming BB Trippin was on this. Man, they are not missing. They are freaking hitting it dead on recently. I love it. So cool on them. And this right here, the little horns, the mercy, and of course it kind of fizzed out or glitched out his face, which is cool. He says, no mercy. And then the closest on the camera was really cool. Get memorized, Willy Wonka. I love that they're literally walking him away, and there's this freaking spider. God, that's so crazy. And he says, ha ha ha, what do you want? I love that little character of how they're marching, very firm in the drive of it, but then you have just somebody completely nonchalant and disconnected from what's going on. I love that. So fun. Go into the inside. That was really cool CGI visual. This one I think would be a really fun one to see them react to it, because they have no idea any of these visuals are going to be happening, and that's what's selling a lot of this stuff, is what they added into it. So cool. Ignorance is bliss, but it hurts, and I like the points on that. It does help tie in to this environmental, claw-like vibe that you're seeing, right? Or yeah, just not even claw, it's just the tarantula spider kind of legs. Like, that's really cool how they pointed that. It's very complimentary. It brings it over. Bittersweet, bye-bye. You should better run. With all the eyes, oof, that makes me uncomfortable. It is. And once again, another assisted lift. So there's a lot of like partner work in the center, and then you have everybody complimenting it, which is really cool. Helping establish levels is nice. He goes high and low. He goes and promotes forward. Oh, you might get trapped. So this right here is similar to that dramatic look that they did earlier, which is cool. And they go, I like the motion here, and it goes da 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 da. And now with the chain, he's just sitting there looking all, you know, not mischievous, but are you sure? You want to come close? And the chains are really cool with the sound. That was a super dope cut. Oh my god. So we're here. Well, let me see they're here. Yeah, and then so as soon as the chains went across, they immediately went into the fog. And he explodes out of it, and that fog was God, that's so cool. They just dissolved it out. That fog was not there, I don't think. That is dope. Fall deeper, the struggle is real. He goes, da da da, dance like you're possessed. Da 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 da. Ah, bury a friend, but bury a friend is very like synth heavy, but that we hear, that type of drive is really nice on this. Yeah, and I like the direction change on it too, but we're still connected looking front. That was really nice, super cool. You should better run. I like how he drops the arms down and everybody does a little slow-mo run. Good wordplay. The little fans, and it goes just like bittersweet and sour candy. And this fur that he has on I think there's somebody else that has like the fur, but it's down the sleeve. It's giving like that tarantula vibe, which matches the spider. And then I like the little, that gives like the rooftop kind of a leg that you see. Boom. I love that. Or a little juby slide vibe, and it's sour candy. Interesting that we did this. A lot of times you think like we're pulling gum out of that, which is cool though. And then bring it over. That makes you want to come back. So resetting it there, and then we hit it up once again. This is the tricky house, and of course you have these faces that are just melting through the fabric. That with the fog, that is cool. Like all these different effects makes it feel like everything is not as it appears, and everything's either very enlarged. It's like Alice in Wonderland, but more on the horror side, you know, which is cool. Once you realize, and then from there he presents his arms and then he drops back. So that was really cool. And then it says, "Don't you realize?" And they tap, boom, boom. I love that with the add-on on that. I think that was an add-on. Yeah, it was. So they're just hinging, so they're matching at least range on torso, and then they all go up to join, which I love. This is so cool. Don't you realize? He has his moment, and then this part right here is giving a Millie rock, but not actually doing the Millie rock, but the placement of it. Now, question is, how the heck did they get him down there? They didn't show us, and that's why I want to see the receipts. Let me see the dance practice to see what's going on. How did we logistically get him down? But also, if you look, the next person that's up, it feels like that's his shadow. Like ooh, we gotta remove this. Let's look here. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. His pants and the strip of fur is the same as what his fur is that he's wearing. They're also wearing these horns that are mirrored in nature as well. So it really feels like we were very intentional on this choice. Like, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it freaking works because it's giving the impression, I think this is Hunter, right? Hunter is his shadow, is what it gives. Guys, that's so cool. That's cool. If the stylist really went in on that, give them a freaking raise. That's dope AF. Realize, and then the fog goes away. It's giving, what is it? It reminds me of Hunger Games when that fog, that poisonous fog kills people. That's what this kind of reminds me of, but they're just like, we made the fog so we know how to breathe in it. Now this right here, I feel like it's a little bit more clear that they are not in the fog and this was added in. I think I'm probably a little it's like a roboscope is what Jordan Orme would say. Yeah, so it's all around, like, I don't mind it. I think it's cool though. I like that, using the camera to how to allow a shift of manipulation on where they want us to look, which is cool. They reset, going from back to front, and like the reset on that. He throws it away. I love that, or he basically like bangs it away over, and then go drop, 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 drop. Good ripple with the tension on the end. We hit through, little pulse going on with the shoulder, and they hit it, boom, with the throw. Come on now. now that too, because it's red, it reminds me there is an album cover by the band Red that has a face like that in the fabric. It's just that there's just so many little nostalgic elements about this visual. That's why it feels like I'm like so in it, even if it's very familiar or not in some cases. I'm vibing with it. Like, I think this is super dope. Hitting a throw, da 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 da. I love that. I think, what are they doing? Let's look. Yeah, because of the camera rocking back and forth, I can only go that we kind of probably hinged over, placed weight on one side, gives that little tricky house vibes. His tone is growing on me too. I forgot his name, but at first I was kind of like indifferent to it, but I'm really I'm very much a fan of his sound at this point, like how his phrasing works and how he like runs through the different measures of the track. It's just very nice. Like the flow is flowing, I think is what's cool. Great usage of levels. Once again, he hits it down to the leg, down to the foot. If I reload, there's no holding back, and they go boom, and I like how they all point in. Another little visual, we kind of break it away. I'm still not sweating, and I love how we just have this, you know, lack of control kind of positioning, and he's the only one that's, you know, different from that. Marking my place right here. And then it's the same thing as what you saw there, which was really cool. Now, I have a feeling that these are not actual faces that are pushed through because you don't see people, but they're like, you know, they're hit up that way, and then they're just replicated, and then they posted it like that. But that's super cool. The round's getting boring. Let's bring it up a notch. He hits it, da-da-da-da. Really nice. Taking it for a spin, then on to the next. On for a spin. I like the range on that. You should better run. You should better run. Very crazy, very strange. Like, this is giving similar to Mortar's map from Harry Potter, honestly, it feels that way, but it also feels like the diary that Harry Potter would write in, and then the ink would absorb, and when he talks to Tom Riddle, right? It's like that too. And oh man, the fact that he's sitting and everybody's in a freaking huddle, and he's just there's so much nonchalantness in a lot of these lifts that do require a lot of strength to hold. Like, he has to use his core the whole time to not fall off. He also has to make sure that he's on the back properly of whoever's holding him up, so he doesn't hurt them, but also as they pulse, it matches everybody else. Oh, you might get trapped in these playful whispers. So they bring it over, da 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 da, and of course he's a lot closer, giving that imagery of whispering, which is nice. With the fabric, with the faces in the back, ooh, you might get trapped, yeah. Oh, that was a really dope cut as well. And then you have the glitchy faces too. Fall deeper, the struggle is real. He goes and explodes it. Fall deeper, da-da-da. And goes over. Now, these arms do remind me very much of Witch. Now, we'll just treat it like a fingerprint of the correlation between the two, because these are different genres, it feels like, but it's telling a similar, they're on the same storyline, you know what I mean? Like, they could be on the same OST talking about the same movie. It's like that. It's cool, which is the point, that dee-dee-dee-dee, and then we go, nice pony, and then we reset it over to the side, nice syncopation of the arms, and it goes run. We gotta see that more clearly there. There's the switch over is cool. Then we switch up the knees, placing weight right there on the balls of the feet. And then the gachi, I like the drawl of that. So we have the fullness of the twist of the knees, and then we make it a little bit more smooth using the torso more in that way. And it goes hachi, and I like the little just tension on the tail end. This is tricky house. Right there, and it feels like we're on a vein, like we traveled through a vein. And there's all these little balls that we saw was formed earlier that melted into hot lava. Is one gonna explode on them? Maybe. You know, so this is cool how they go around. And it goes tap, 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 ooh, da, 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 da. Really nice. Don't you realize? And they said, come here, and he said, come here. Ooh, it's escalating. He goes forward. He's like, oh, are you sure? And we come up. Come on now. And they go down. Da, 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 da. So everybody makes their own choice. See, look, exploding balls in the sky. Like, it's dope. So they go in, arms up, and there's your vibration. Now we would have to verify, are they just jerking the position or are they actually vibrating? Well, I will have to look at a fixed cam to really verify that, but this is so cool. And it goes down, do 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 do. So cool. Sing a bitter, why the smirk? That was cool. The X. Now, is somebody gonna look at that and go, let me see. That right there. Does that look familiar? Does it remind you of XG's Woke Up? Possibly. Am I gonna say they plagiarized it? No, I don't freaking care. It doesn't matter. And also, keep in mind too, I don't know who directed this. It's freaking sick AF. And there's a lot of times there is direction overlap in a lot of things that we see. So the cops complaints about this. I personally really could care less on it. There was another little visual that ended up happening earlier on that also had a similar color scheme to the mouth that you also see in XG's Woke Up. But once again, same point. And of course they have the eye just like they do. So I can see people mention something, but I'm telling you right now, I don't think it's like it's not foul play in that sense at all. It's really cool. Like it's an X. They also have an X in their name and it's a different color. You know, we can be okay. Like, it's really dope. Like, this right here, how he's ringing it off is giving more Joker, tricky-esque, not like we're a hip-hop, you know, gang of rappers. You know, it's a little different. Hits bring it over, da-da-da-da-da, go ahead and run, and you're still in the palm of my hands. And, of course, you have the hand presented forth. Try escaping, there's no exit. He hits it down, boom, da-da-da-da. I like that choice right there. So they have a lot of, like, this charismatic, nonchalant, what is it? They remind me of a jester. You know, the people that are supposed to be the clowns next to the king. They give off that vibe, but in the Gen Z, Gen Alpha sense of things, which is super cool. This is cool. They call it da-da-da-da-da. So I like that there. Definitely gives gimmicky. They don't feel the same as Block B, which is impressive because Block B dives into like the crazy straitjacket vibed concepts of niche, but they are like in their own little lane on it, and that's hard to do if I'm being honest. So that's like props to everybody involved on how they would be making their discography. Like Witch and this one, bangers, I tell you, so cool. And this part right there, do-do-do-do. Now are they? Oh, they're just rolling it down, and then you have, I think we're doing vibrations on my center. Let's look there, just in case. I think just do-do-do-do. I'm thinking he's like vibrating it down, not quite sure. Play with me all night. Let's go deeper, deeper, deeper with me. That's giving that Venom vibe. And all this muck is what that feels like too. Secrets are sweet, yeah. This outro is freaking wild. So they take it, the energy, bringing it to the inside here. They bring it up, and then you switch up the direction again. Ties into what they've been doing in the chorus. Then they pulse and push down. Secrets, yep. And then we have this nice little pulse on the back end, so you should run away. And the turn is nice, boom. And then I think this is their Tricky House logo, yeah? Yeah, boom, da-da-da-bar, it's too late. And they go low, mid, high on the rotations. I love that. And they're allowing the torso to get involved. Secrets are sweet, yet sometimes bitter. They pull back up, and they take the arm up, and they travel it through across the mouth. So they go from side to side. They drop it down, and I like the different directions. You have your feature in the center, and everybody else facing over towards their right side. So you should run away. He goes like he's eating the candy is kind of what it gives, impression-wise. And they go hit it, boom. I love the height on that. They kick it out. Definitely feels, it's not a SpongeBob, not a true one, but I like the kickouts on it. So they bring it up, and I love how we hinge it. We're taking the leg, pushing it back in order to allow this opposition to happen. And then we scoop it. Of course, if this was a shoe brand, sponsor them. Come on. And they go out. Good rotation. I love his shoulder flexibility on that. Good range from him on that. We're gonna arm up and down. Boom, boom. Love the pop on the tail end of that. They run it. Secrets are sweet, sometimes bitter. They're running away. That makes sense why they're running, because they're saying running before it's too late. But what are they looking at? Great question. It's dark. That's creepy. And then I really do think this is the Tricky House. That's what it felt like. Or are we establishing our lore? Are we pushing it further? That's also a possible thing that we could be doing too. Like, this is, when I say, like, out of all concepts I've seen any K-pop group do, I don't think I've seen, I mean, with Luna, nope, with ONEUS doing tracks like Luna and like Lit, the fusion of Korean and street. Love that. With xikers, this little niche with the choreographic intention that we see from BB Trippin', I think is a fan-freaking-tastic realm that they explore in. It is so sick. And it's really well done too. The visuals are really cool. And yes, they can pull that old school pocket well, but it's a trending thing. So a lot of groups are doing it, but not many groups are doing this to where it feels like it's in its own lane, its own path. A lot of times when people try to go this realm, it feels block B. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, like, this is, they could be siblings, but this, I don't think of block B at all when I watch this. I think of xikers, and that is a big compliment to them and everybody involved in this. This was freaking sick. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I have taken a look at xikers' entire discography. Even if you don't see it on YouTube, it is all on Patreon there, all uploaded and ready for you to binge away to your heart's content. Not only have I looked at xikers, but I've looked and done a full marathon of Block B's music videos that are affiliated with KQ, as well as ATEEZ. So I have done a full marathon with them, going from the top down to the bottom. I still have some other things to look at with them. I've even seen their Coachella performance. It's been awesome diving into their Sunbays. And so if you are also a fan of just the company groups as a whole, I've seen a lot of material. So if you want in, Patreon's perfect for that. But if you're good just waiting it out and seeing when new releases get released, we're here for it too. This also gets early released over on Patreon. So like I said, if you're patient, you can hang out, and I'm excited for the discussions nonetheless. Once again, my name is Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.